just start with just if you could share with our audience, how did you guys start as a band?
Sure, like we moved to London like 10, 11 years ago, but separately. Then we didn't know each other at the time. Then we met 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like one by one. I met Hagen, met Kohei first, then met Yuki next, then met Monchan in the end. So it's like, but all happened in like 2-3 months, I think. Then like, well, it was coincident, like totally coincident to meet like another Japanese musician in London. That's how we met and how we formed the band.
Was it like at one of those Japanese cultural nights, or was
No,
it
actually, like, well, it was.
Oh, yeah.
When I met Kohei, it was a Japanese kind of music night.
Mm.
But in Imperial College, whatever, like some university, then yeah, it was. We met in a kind of Japanese night. Sort of. yeah. Then met Yuki through like mutual friends, same mutual.
Yeah.
More intense.
More intense friends.
Yeah, I read about the interview, but I don't think I should bring it up.
Only his dominated.
Yeah.
I mean that's the alternative scene, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's kind of nice to meet in London because we are from different part of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's kind of well, it would have been more difficult if we all met in Japan because like it's not that common to like form the band from everywhere, like people from everywhere. Maybe people from Tokyo or people from Osaka, that's really common.
Mm-hmm.
But like don't know, everyone's got quite different background.
Okay.
And well, just me in London was kind of I really feel thanks for that.
Yeah. Were you guys students, or were you guys working there, or?
The time, like except you, right? Except him, like we all student at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kohei was in like art uni, and like you were in art uni as well.
No, I was in so just like unique.
How did you guys? I mean, what were your early influences? What made you decide, say, okay, let's just give this a shot?
Right. Well, for this, like the
For the
music
band,
wise.
yeah, music wise, of course.
Sure. Like I think we didn't think that much that time, but when I first met Kohei, he was the first one like I can share the taste in music in terms of like experimental, contemporary, loud music. I was in a band in London with like different people from like everywhere, but like I couldn't really like share 100% of the taste at that time. Then that was kind of great. Then also Yuki and Monchan as well, like can share kind of really extreme music or experimental music, which I was really into that time. Then we didn't really talk. We discussed about what kind of music we wanna play together. Then we just did jam, then play shows.
Okay.
Then, well, I think that's like that's the reason why like how we sounds. That's why we like we sounds like
But experimental music is such a wide universe, though. Sometimes scratching a cymbal is considered as noise and experimental. But what is your references in that sense for a band?
Well, in terms of noise, it could be really extremely loud noise, but it could be lowercase, really quiet noise as well. That was, or could be just like noise as a sound.
Right.
So it's like, well,
So say like experimental in general.
yeah,
Like as you said, it's such like huge field. So like it's like rock. If you say like rock music, it contains all these like some like Strokes or Black Sabbath. So that kind of thing. That as Damien said, it's really extreme loud one to quieter one to sort of jazz influence experimental thing to classical.
could be classical, which is really different as well, isn't it?
I also read an interview. You said that you consciously toned down the experimental side to be more accessible.
Well,
What do you mean by that, and how?
I don't think like we made it too accessible, but like we didn't think that way. But I think just like by playing I don't know, just played many times, many shows, and like just as a band, play together for a couple of years. Then I think maybe we mentioned that because like our music was more like freeform before.
Yeah.
Like didn't have that much structure.
Right. Okay.
Then after playing many shows, after composing many songs together, like after I don't know many hours of jamming, I think we have more structure, and well, that's why people think more accessible, more like not easy to listen to, but like kind of more chance to more kind of open the window, open the door for more people. That's kind of definitely what we want to.
Okay. So, you guys are a Japanese band based in London. You've played extensively in Europe and also a couple of times in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on the similarities or differences between the two different scenes, the Western scene and the Japanese, specifically more the Japanese music scene?
Sure, especially underground music in Japan. The underground music scene in Japan is quite big, but really separated. Like even in noise music scene in Japan, or even in Tokyo, or even in Shibuya, one area of Tokyo, there's so many different scenes. Then, but like there's so many boundaries as well. Then like can't really mix together in a way.
So it's very tribal, do you think?
Well, it's really closed.
Conventional.
Yeah, so there's many islands.
Exactly.
All right.
But like, especially what I feel from UK, mainstream music and underground music is somehow connected, in a way.
Okay.
So it's like Japan, I would say more extreme, but like quite separated. There's no kind of like you have to use like lift from underground to mainstream.
Oh, okay.
But I think in UK at least or US, it's got stairs. You can or like step, like you can really step in from underground to mainstream, which I feel quite organic. But like I wouldn't say like I prefer like Japan or I prefer UK. So it's like it's really different. But I think that's the main difference I found.
Okay. But it's good that your band could transcend both.
Yeah, that's what we try to do as well. Because like we wanna break the boundaries.
Yeah.
Especially when we play in Japan as well. Because people in Japan, people listen to underground music. They only go to that kind of concert. People listen to music from UK, US. They only listen to that. Then domestic, some people just listen to domestic music in Japan.
Yeah.
They don't. Well, some people are open-minded, but like sometimes quite hard to break the boundaries.
Right,
But like
right.
we could be like anyone. We could be Japanese band, UK bands. It could be underground bands. So it's like it's kind of it's our like opportunity to break the boundaries.
Yeah, and I think that's a very difficult place to get to, and I would like to congratulate you guys for being able to move around that much. I think this is our last question. So experimental music is similar to space exploration to a certain extent. Is there an end goal for the band? Like when you're exploring experimental music, or are you just free flowing until you decide, okay, this is it, and then you?
What do you think? I personally start from like just as try to be as we are. Like also this performance on stage as well, but of course for the sound. Try to be ourselves, but like then how we compose is like record everything or like all the jam we do in the studio, then we pick up the bit we want to improve. So it's like, well, I think for me it's both, but depends on like it's not like we didn't bring all the ideas from the home
Right.
to the studio. Like we do something in the studio first, then bring back, then think about it, improve in the house and also in the studio.
Okay, so you're more aware of the
So
process.
more like physical.
Yeah.
Way of like exploring, experimenting too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good show.
Thank you.
Thank you.